is up, and welcome to another book review. My name is Eric Van Mechelen. Today we'll have a Hugo Award winner. But before I do that, I just want to share a little bit about why I'm doing these videos. For those of you who are new, I've been asked, and it's really two reasons. The first is because on my way to embedding myself and joining the conversation of some of the best sci-fi and fantasy writers out there, it's going to be a lifelong journey. Both reading and reviewing lets me kind of understand the craft, improve my craft, understand the stories that have been told, because this is such a great tradition that is really, in the case of science fiction and fantasy, decades in the making, but even building on a much longer tradition in literature. So that's number one. And number two, in terms of the videos, doing a short video lets me jog my memory in a way that doesn't give too many spoilers, but that when I come back and watch these, I can get a quick insight into my own thoughts about the book. And even more than that, when I go into my writing group and reading group in the community that I'm building, we get a great kickstart for our discussions there. So with that, let's just jump in now to Vernor Vinge's Fire Upon the Deep. So this book was published in 1992 by Tor and won the Hugo the very next year, 1993, for Best Novel. Vernor Vinge creates a very deep world in this book, and that's, I think, what I'm going to highlight in this book review. So first of all, right away, we get this description of what the galaxy looks like. And as you can see, we have from outside to inside, the unthinking depths, the slow zone, and the beyond. This is the Milky Way galaxy, or at least his version of it. And over here, you can see where the story starts, in the high lab, right on the edge of the beyond and the slow zone. So that's where humans have discovered an artifact which purports to help them, but actually becomes very, very dangerous once they turn on the switch. And the story begins with an escape from that artifact. And in effect, the chase begins. A piece of that, a piece that can protect against that artifact is held on the ship with two children that arrive that begin our story. So we are then entered into a system of lupine sentient aliens, so very dog-like, with mixed consciousnesses. So when one or more of these are together, they sort of form a consciousness. And this made me think of this larger panpsychist view of multiple consciousness and many different types of objects actually having consciousness. And it's conveniently something that I'm exploring in my current novel, which is a weird fantasy called Sound of Stone. And we're currently beta reading that, by the way. But this concept is, I think, explored in a really deep way by Vernor Vinge. And it's quite fun because, well, we're looking and working with sentient dogs if you just take the most basic viewpoint. So that's a lot of fun, I think, done really, really well. The larger world building and plot I won't get into because we're effectively following two stories, and I think it's best if you just dive in and then you'll see how those all work. But I think where I'm giving this book my 5-star rating is really coming from the depth of the world building and also the characters within that concept. So I highly enjoy it. I highly enjoyed it, and I highly recommend that if you're someone who likes deep world building, as well as really, really strong characters, and you want to look back at the history of the Hugo and read some of kind of the earlier winners, if you will, back in 1993, this won the Hugo. I highly recommend it. And until next time, I'll see you in the comments. Take care.